Next at 7, the polls are closing on Florida's special elections. We've got live updates and results.
Plus, some tracking showers and storms moving across central Florida right now. I'll let you know when they clear the coast. Next.
Tonight's primetime lineup on WESH 2, sponsored by Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute. Same-day care, signature orthopedic specialists. Visit orlandohealth.com/walk-in.
Polls are closing now in today's special election that's being closely watched nationwide. We'll have a live report.
A principal and teacher accused of serving alcohol at a huge house party are formally charged. What they are facing tonight.
Tariffs on cars are about to go into effect. Why you may still be paying more even if you're not in the market for a new ride.
More chances of storms this evening. Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi is standing by in the First Warning Weather Center.
9 years ago, 49 people were killed in the Pulse nightclub shooting. Why the city of Orlando now plans to let survivors and victims' families back inside the building.
WESH 2 News starts right now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. It is Election Day, and the polls just closed in the special election for the District 6 congressional race. That is the race between Republican Randy Fine and Democrat Josh Wheel.
The District 6 race is between President Trump-backed Randy Fine and the Democrat. WESH 2's Jesse Began joins us live in studio with how the candidates are feeling tonight. Jesse.
Yeah, Stu, Michelle, there's been a significant amount of fundraising and plenty of attack ads for this District 6 race. Now, 7 o'clock, the polls did technically close. People may still be in line, but given the number of early voting and mail ballots, we should see results early on tonight. We'll have the latest numbers on WESH.com. Michelle?
Okay, with Fine running for Congress, his seat in the state Senate is also up for grabs. Republicans Marcy Atkins, Mark Leitner, Debbie Mayfield, and Tim Thomas are competing for Fine's seat in District 19, which covers the southern part of Brevard County. The winner will go on to face Democratic candidate Vance Aarons in the general election in June. And there's also a special primary in House District 32, Debbie Mayfield's old seat. The Republicans in that election are Terry Cronin, Brian Hodgers, and Bob White. You can trust WESH 2 to keep track of all of the current and upcoming elections. You can head to WESH.com right now and click on the Commitment tab. All right, scattered storms are building across central Florida this evening, and you know, they're going to last a little while here.
Yeah, let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi, who's been tracking this system. Tony, any severe storms out there?
Well, none right now, but we've got a lot of lightning, and we will likely have a few strong storms this evening between now 8. I would even push it back to 9 o'clock just based upon what we're seeing. You can see that sky over central Florida looking off towards northwestern Orange County on Lake County. That's picking up this cluster of showers and storms. And then the rain that was up here in Flagler County, that's already pulling offshore. So some good news that way. Couple light sprinkles headed back towards Port Orange. But really the big game in town now is this cluster of storms here. We've got the west breeze through here. We've got the east breeze through here. And we're about to get a collision right about in here and along the I-4 corridor. So we'll see an uptick in the thunderstorm activity here very shortly. There's Mim, Scottsmore, couple showers here. Back along the 417, you can see some showers starting to pop up here. Big cluster now of storms from Leesburg to Astatoula to Sorrento. There's the east breeze. We'll get that collision. Probably going to see an uptick in some storms here from Sorrento to Apopka, right to the WESH 2 studios here in Winter Park. Velocity product only showing winds at about 30 miles an hour north there of Lake Apopka. Good news, no hail course, so we're not seeing any pulsing on up. But we take a look at Futurecast here. It does keep the chance for showers and storms ongoing now, right through about 9, maybe even 9:30. It may be a little bit too far east, but overall, I do like what it's doing. 7, 9, and 11. Temperatures dropping back into the mid-70s. Storms will wind down, and the heat's the big story heading into the weekend. More on that, guys, straight ahead.
Testimony in the trial of a man accused of raping several women in Orange County resumes in the morning. Today, attorneys selected 6 jurors and 2 alternates. They also began giving their opening statements. Deputies say that O'Deege confessed to 4 different attacks starting in January at bus stops near Hiawassee Road back in 2023. He now faces multiple counts of sexual battery with a firearm and kidnapping. An Ocala doctor is accused of kissing one of his patients, and this afternoon, police want to know if there could be any more victims. Lake County deputies arrested Dr. Jose Jacob on Friday, but investigators say the incident happened at the Cardiovascular Institute of Central Florida, which is located in Ocala. That's where a woman claims Jacob asked her inappropriate questions, then hugged and kissed her following an examination without her consent. Police say he first denied the allegations, but then gave conflicting statements. Investigators say additional information shows what could be a history of similar allegations. If you or someone you know has experienced similar behavior involving the doctor, call Ocala Police immediately.
Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a death warrant for a man who murdered his girlfriend and her 3 children in Okaloosa County in 1998. Jeffrey Hutchinson received 3 death sentences and 1 life sentence after being convicted of the killings. Hutchinson was a Gulf War veteran and was diagnosed with Gulf War illness, but the judge wrote that the illness played no role in the murders. His execution is now set for May 1st. New details today surrounding 2 former Brevard County educators accused of throwing a house party for more than 100 kids. Today, the state attorney's office formally filed charges against both women. Former Roosevelt Elementary principal Elizabeth Hill Brodigan is charged with child neglect and hosting an open house party. But today, teacher Carly Anderson had her charges downgraded to 2 misdemeanors of disorderly intoxication and disorderly conduct. She is no longer facing a neglect charge. Both former educators are out on bond. Their next court dates have not yet been scheduled.
The walk to class at one Volusia County school this morning looked more like a trip to the airport or a theme park. Officials say this new weapons detection system at Atlantic High School in Port Orange uses artificial intelligence to screen the bags and the people walking through and sort out harmless objects from weapons. Volusia County schools are the first in the state to install the Evolve system, the new weapons detection system operating here for the rest of the school year as part of a pilot program of the Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
It's taking in multiple factors, density of the metal itself, and then what the metal shape is and if it looks like a weapon.
The company that makes the system says it can process 2,000 people per hour. The district says it wants to put 2 of them in every high school.
There's a new police chief in Kissimmee, and it is a historic moment for the city. WESH 2's Gail Pascal Brown is in Kissimmee tonight. And Gail, Charles Broadway is the first African-American to lead the police force.
Absolutely, and he tells me that he is blessed, he is honored, he is humbled by that, and that he hopes that it inspires others. We just heard the swearing in here at the Civic Center, and that is why it is such an historic era for the Kissimmee Police Department. Chief Charles Broadway is the 35th police chief for KPD. He is also the first African-American police chief for the city. He brings a wealth of experience with him, 29 years in law enforcement. Most recently as Claremont's police chief, where he led since 2012. Broadway has also served as special agent supervisor with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. He began his career in 1996 with the New York City Police Department, where he was eventually appointed a detective. Now, following the 9/11 terrorist attacks, he responded to Ground Zero and assisted with the search and recovery efforts. He is replacing Betty Holland, who resigned in November amid a cover-up misconduct scandal that rocked the department. Chief Broadway says he will work hard to restore public trust and confidence in the department.
I think those who potentially may have lost trust in us, I think that will take some time. But again, I am sure to it that if you give me some time, that you will see that this is an agency that you can depend on and trust in.
Chief Broadway says this moment is not just about him, but also the dedicated men and women of the Kissimmee Police Department, city leadership, as well as the community. He adds that law enforcement is not just a job, it's a calling. Covering Osceola County, live in Kissimmee, I'm Gail Pascal Brown, WESH 2 News.
A mother who survived an abusive relationship has an important message for Central Floridians. There is help for anyone in danger. This desperate plea comes after recent domestic violence incidents led to deaths. Orange County deputies said the husband of this 42-year-old killed the mother of 4, and this 38-year-old mother of 3 in Volusia County died at the hands of her ex-husband. According to investigators, advocates say things tend to get more dangerous when someone is trying to leave, even if law enforcement is involved.
The minute a survivor starts making changes in her life or he makes changes in his life in order to become free of that abuser starts losing control.
Advocates encourage survivors and their loved ones to reach out for help. There's the Harbor House of Central Florida, which has a 24-hour confidential crisis hotline. You can call or text at 407-886-2856. There is pushback to a possible plan to make it easier to get to Orlando Sanford International Airport. There are 2 options on the table to connect State Road 417 to the airport. One of those runs right through a farm. Adam Scheffrin is the owner of Flying Fox Fruit. He says his 3.5-acre farm is in danger of becoming an expressway to the airport. In a recent meeting, the Central Florida Expressway revealed that they've narrowed it down to those two options or alignments. Routes 2 and 3D shown here on the map in green and dark blue. CFX is considering Route 2 or the refinement of 2A, which you can see here in purple. Depending on the alignment selected, Scheffrin's farm and the trees he's grown would be uprooted.
You got to figure out what this is all worth. And that to me is the hard part, because if you have plants here that I've, created or selected, how's the appraiser going to know what it even is?
CFX will hold a public meeting on the proposed alignments tomorrow, either in person or online. The in-person will be at 6 o'clock at the Galileo School. We've got the information right on our website of WESH.com.
President Trump is expected to announce a new round of tariffs tomorrow focused on cars. But it's not just car buyers who will be impacted. Owner Tom Galeta says that they use American-made parts when it comes to costly, important repairs. But for lower-level repairs, he says oftentimes his customers want the cheaper option, which he says is the one more widely available. The tariffs are meant to impact car imports, but would have a wider-ranging effect on car repair shops like Tom's, where a significant portion of the parts used are made in China.
Our customers are going to pay more, just passing down the increase from what my suppliers increased to me and then I increased to the customer.
Tom says he doesn't know what the impacts to the supply chain will be, but that it is hard to get American-made parts.
Reopening the doors at Pulse, why the city of Orlando is now planning to let victims' families and survivors inside the building. Tony.
And Stu, right now we continue to watch the breezes coming together. About to get a collision here. Lake Orange, Seminole County line, Forest City, downtown Orlando. We'll time this out for you straight ahead.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Shark Coatings.
For the first time since 49 innocent people lost their lives inside the Pulse nightclub in 2016, the doors will open to any families or survivors who want to step inside.
The city of Orlando tells WESH 2 they are working on a plan to let the most impacted enter the club to see what remains. WESH 2's Nancy Alvarez spoke to one mother who told us she has waited 9 years for this. Since the design for the permanent memorial does not include the building, the city says that this will be the only opportunity to enter Pulse before the construction of the permanent memorial begins. The walkthrough will be scheduled for the week of June 9th to coincide with the annual Pulse Remembrance Ceremony. Now, we asked the city if anyone will be on hand to answer any questions from families or survivors. We have not yet heard back.
Governor Ron DeSantis just announced that First Lady Casey DeSantis' Hope Florida initiative now has liaison stations in all 67 Florida sheriff's offices. First Lady spoke about Hope Florida connecting people in need to nonprofits and faith-based groups rather than relying on welfare.
When somebody is in need of help, do you get a check, government assistance, and that's where the story ends? Or can we help you on a pathway to economic self-sufficiency?
The governor also said he briefed President Trump and Elon Musk about plans to bring a Hope Florida-style system to the federal government with the focus on helping veterans. Governor DeSantis also said today that he is recommending pay raises for 4,700 state-sworn officers. This plan includes a 20% pay increase for entry-level law enforcement officers and a 25% raise for long-serving officers. A proposal requiring small businesses to use the federal E-Verify system to check the immigration status of newly hired workers started moving forward today in the House. The Republican-controlled Industries and Professional Activities Subcommittee voted 12-4 along party lines to support the proposal. It would expand a requirement that businesses with 25 or more employees use E-Verify to determine if people are eligible to work. Democrats questioned the financial effects on the state or on businesses that would have to start using the verification process. So far, a similar bill has not been heard in the Senate.
Walt Disney World is doing something we haven't seen since before the pandemic. Check this out.
This summer, we're seeing signs of a blizzard and a typhoon because both Disney's Blizzard Beach and Disney's Typhoon Lagoon will be open. They'll both be open? Okay. Cut. We gotta go.
Very clever. You heard it there. Both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach will be open at the same time. Blizzard Beach will temporarily close from May 1st through May 20th. But then after that, both will be ready to welcome guests from May 21st through September 7th. The last time this happened was back in 2019. And history has just been made on Capitol Hill. Senator Cory Booker has been in control of the Senate floor, talking for 24 hours and 18 minutes. The record was previously set by former Senator Strom Thurmond in 1957 in a speech against the Civil Rights Act. Now Booker's record is not technically a filibuster, but it is his way, he says, of shining a spotlight on frustrations with the Trump administration.
We need to talk forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalfi. Some storms are making their way through parts of Central Florida, Tony.
Yeah, we're getting a collision right now just about to happen along the Lake, Seminole, and Orange County line, so watch for an uptick in showers and storms. Over by back there, you can see there's that rain shaft off towards the north and west, coming out of Lake into northwest Orange County there. Watching the cell developing, and you can see the temperatures are kind of chaotic just because of the sea breezes working on it. There's that cluster of storms there. Wanted to start up north, give an update on the activity in and around Palm Coast. This is now moving offshore. We did have a couple of showers here to the south and west of Daytona, kind of holding together, but more towards Port Orange. And then you can see now multiple showers and a couple of thunder showers developing. East breeze is working inland. Here's the west breeze. The collision will happen here probably within about the from Sorrento to Forest City down towards WESH 2 Studios. Mims back towards 46. Got some ongoing showers here. It does pick up in intensity over towards just on the west side of Oviedo, the 417 over towards the lake there. Pretty good little cluster of showers and a couple of thunderstorms. More of the same now. We're going to watch that little curl there on the north side there of Lake Apopka, back towards Eustis here. You can see some pretty good rain, but it's in a weakening mode, so some good news there. There's the velocity product. No rotation with that little curl, but, you know, you get that the lake and land interaction there, and then you get that collision that's about to happen. That'll produce a quick little uptick there in the showers and storms. No hail, so that's a good sign thus far. Models indicating that the showers and storms will be around here as we go through 7, 8, 9, and even 10 o'clock. Maybe a little bit too deep into the night, but the location's in a pretty good spot. Maybe just a bit more to the west would be a little bit better, but overall, the rain and storms will be dying on down between 9 and 11 o'clock. Look at the temperatures now. Out the door tomorrow morning, middle upper 60s to around 70 in many areas. Well above normal for this time of the year. Futurecast for Wednesday on into Thursday and Friday shows a southeast wind on the backside there of high pressure, allowing for the temperatures to stay very, very warm for us for this time of the year. Normal high being in the lower 80s. We're going to be very close to 90 here in the metro areas, but hotter off towards the west with readings here in the low 90s. East-southeast winds with the cooler Atlantic waters keeping folks farther to the east a bit cooler. All right, temps tomorrow. Sanford, close to 90, but a bit shy. The attractions tomorrow, close to 90, but a bit shy. Make sure you got your sunblock ready to go. We'll hit 90, though, as we get into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in many locations. Near record heat, though, by the way, on into Sunday afternoon. And there's a good reason for that. Notice the hours. We have a southeast wind becoming more southwesterly out ahead of this front, which is due to arrive in central Florida as we get into Monday and Tuesday. Weekend looks good. It's going to be the hottest weekend of the year. Here's a look now at that 7-day forecast for the interior. Dry and hot, and then turning a little bit cooler Monday night on into Tuesday. More the same along the coast. Mid-80s as we head into the weekend there. Showers and storms increasing Monday on into Tuesday.
First warning weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Advent Health.
From the big picture on your national weather to what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Today and WESH 2 News Sunrise, warning you first to changing weather.
So you're always prepared for whatever comes your way.
Every morning, right here on WESH 2.
All right, we want to turn now to some breaking news for the race for District 6. Results are starting to trickle in for the race between Republican Randy Fine and Democrat Josh Wheels. So if you look at your screen right now, 63% of precincts are currently reporting. And we have Randy Fine in the lead with 54%. Josh Wheel has 45% of the vote right now. This is obviously to take former Representative Mike Waltz's seat in Congress. But we are still waiting on some results. So stay with us here on WESH 2, both on air and online. And we will continue to cover this for you. You can always watch our results live on our website and on our app. We're going to have complete coverage for you at 10 o'clock on CW18 and then 11 o'clock right here on WESH 2. Okay, basketball star Caitlin Clark continues to break records.
The Indiana Fever's rookie card featuring her signature sold at auction for $366,000. ESPN says it's the most a women's sports card has ever sold for. The previous record was a Serena Williams card that sold for $266,400 back in May of 2022. Clark was the #1 pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. She was also named Rookie of the Year.
That's pretty impressive to outsell Serena Williams. Okay, we're staying on top of election results for you tonight at 11.
We'll see reaction from the winners of close races for Congress and other local races, and community members meeting right now to talk about making Pine Hills its own city. Why people say it's needed and how it could happen. That's tonight at 11. That does it for now. Be sure to join us again at 10 o'clock on the CW18, 11 o'clock right here on WESH 2.
And the news is always on WESH.com and the free WESH 2 News mobile app. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News. Stay connected to local, live, late-breaking coverage anytime, anywhere on WESH.com or on the WESH 2 app.